All right, you two. Welcome to the first episode of the Pick and Roll Pod. I'm Mo Beacham. I got Dex with me. So we can go ahead and get to the first topic, man. First one we got up is the best version of this player. It's gonna go like I'm gonna name the player, couple teams that they played for, and we're gonna try to decide who the best, which is the best version of them. You know, a lot of these players had multiple kind of stints to their career. All right, first up we got CP3 listed
She.
listed
You want to go first with it? Or you want me to go first?
You can go first on this one. I'm gonna let you kick it off. I'm gonna let you kick this one off.
All right. CP3 is like obviously probably at least lowest like top 5 point guard all time, maybe top 10 depending. No chip yet. But what we got: New Orleans Hornets, Clips, and then the Rockets. Was one of the I think Hornets Chris Paul. I'm taking Hornets Chris Paul over every version though. Given I know it's like maybe a little bit younger, he wasn't as good of a shooter as he probably was when he was in like LA or Houston or even like right now how he is in Phoenix, like in terms of the three ball. But just how he like came in like out the gate like as that dude. I think he finished like top 3 in MVP vote or top 2 in MVP vote a few times when he was like on the Hornets. So no, me, I'm going like Hornets Chris Paul. He's still like, he's still diming you up. He's still giving you like 20, 25 a night with probably like 12 assists and still clamping, like still locked down D. So I don't know, I'm going him over like the other ones. He might not have been there as a shooter, but I think just how he was as a player was maybe a little bit more impactful because he was carrying. He ain't had nobody with him, so he kind of had to do all that.
Right. I think I'm surprised with people with a lot of these, man. I'm gonna go Houston. I'm gonna really go
Houston?
left with Houston. But hear me out. Yes, young Chris Paul was a dog. Bro had the memory I remember most of him dunking on Dwight, right?
Yeah.
LA Clippers, Lob City, that was fun. That was good. But I felt like both of those versions of Chris Paul was pass first. And when he got to Houston with James Harden, it's him and James, and they looking to score. To me, that's what I love Chris Paul the most. I know he a true point guard. He get everybody involved. He do his thing. But I feel like that was the first time we really saw CP just like get in his bag. Like he calling for ISOs. He don't want no pick and roll. Keep that over there. I'm breaking you down late in the game. That's when you really start to see like those clutch moments in the playoffs from Chris Paul. Man, I don't.
Yeah.
For me, that's my favorite version. I think the New Orleans is a close second. I ain't really like them in with the Clippers. They had too many blown leads and blown series leads and collapses, and they couldn't get over the hump for me. So they didn't live up to expectations. I feel like everywhere else he lived up to expectations. Uh, like nobody expected them to be Golden State on Houston, so them not getting to the finals wasn't a big deal. And in New Orleans, well, nobody expected them to do nothing. They severely under achieved for the Clippers for me. So
No, they definitely did a lot. I think some of that was like injuries and stuff too. But you're not wrong though. I'm rocking with it. I'm rocking with the answer. I'll disagree, but I'm rocking with the answer though because like Houston Chris Paul is definitely like out the way. I'm gonna go give me one.
I mean,
That's crazy. I was not expecting that answer. I was like, all right, so you either got to pick between Clippers and like New Orleans. Like Houston, yeah, he was good there, but like I'm not like I said, I'm not mad at the answer though.
I started to go Phoenix Chris Paul in there. I ain't
Yeah,
know, I ain't know if he had enough of a resume though to be thrown in there. I mean, he might because he only played in Houston for two
the
years.
finals with that team
Damn,
in the one.
but he wouldn't have got nothing on that because he lost. Honestly, I feel like the reason they lost both years in the playoffs was because of CP. If I'm,
Yeah,
if I'm
pretty
keeping
much.
the ones against the Bucks, he was coughing that motherfucker up consistently. I remember the one he came off the left side, tried to split the pick, lost the ball. They going the
Yeah,
other way, man. And then
yeah.
this year against Luka, the last four games, bro was single
Last game, he was trash. He sold a lot.
trash. What was it like after his like 36, 37 birthday or something like that? And that
Yeah.
didn't do nothing for the rest of this for the rest of
Nah, he was definitely like, he was trash.
I couldn't
Especially game 7, he was trash, but he was trash. Like those last, you said I think he had like 3 or 4 games. Those last ones, he was just not himself. For what we see standard too. What's crazy though, like 4 cents over, he got drafted 05. So it's gonna be like over like 18 years. I hope I did that math right. That's crazy that you have like enough to speak to on each team you was at.
yeah.
except maybe OKC. But even still, like that 1 year OKC, he turned him into like the playoff contender too. So
That could have went in there too, which is the crazy part. Because he,
yeah,
bro,
that's
because I look at it for me, expectations is a big thing. So
yeah.
OKC, bro, he went there and everybody was like, "Yo, his career over. It's a wrap. Ain't
It's
no more
done.
CP."
I thought so.
Yeah,
Even I thought I'm not gonna lie to you. Chris Paul is probably one of my like he's not one of my favorite players of all time, but I like Chris Paul. Like even when he went, I was like, bro, I really hope this not. I thought it was gonna be like you said, like that back end of people's career, like we he's like, all right, this is this how it starts. This is like what was it, Patrick Ewing on the Sonics when it started looking real ugly. It's like it's one of them.
he wait on the Bulls, man. It's ugly, bro.
Man.
Yeah, nah, that's crazy.
Jeez.
OKC really could have went on that. He 5 teams where he legitimately had a case, and he like, bro,
Yeah.
like
For
that's.
real.
I think it's weird nowadays. A lot of these players, you don't know what their prime is. Like,
No, it's not. It's really you really don't like it's out because people say prime, but and like you oh the best version of this player like that's different. Like prime is supposed to be like age wise. Most people hit their prime like NBA like 27, 28, and you there to like 33. Unless you get like you can get the rare like anomalies like Kobe who after like they 4th year like I'm him from now until like the last until my last 2 years,
oh
and then
god,
I'm not like him though. But that's like the time frame just because you learn the game, your body's still like pretty decent. Like you ain't got maybe all the raw athleticism that you had before, but you're still like one of them one like OKC Paul George. Skip ahead a little bit, but like stuff like that. Like when you get just like that physical, you still like that physical person, but you also got like the mental person, everything in the game.